What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Hokage Station. Today we're talking about what's the future for my hero. What is going to happen next, right? So, from the beginning, this has been a story about how Deku has become the #1 hero. Shigaraki has been built up to be the main big bad to go against Deku, right? It's like Sasuke versus Naruto. Like, we knew they were going to fight in the end. Well, this seems to... Throughout the whole show, throughout the whole story, throughout the whole manga, I've always thought, at the very least, me, that Shigaraki was going to be like, boom, like top tier bad guy. Now, right now in the manga, spoilers, Shigaraki, Deku, Endeavor, Bakugo, Aizawa, everybody's fucked up. Everybody is beat to shit. Deku is praying Shigaraki does not move. Literally praying as they're falling from the sky. Please don't move. Please don't move. Because if you move, I have to move. And if I have to move, we're all going to die. So, there's a couple things that can happen right now. Shigaraki is being not possessed, but like taken over. So, Shigaraki gets his hands on Deku. They go inside the one-for-all world. That's like what Deku called it. Every time he sees the silhouettes or vestiges, or he sees his predecessors, he calls it the one-for-all world. One-for-all. Yes. I always get one-for-all and all-for-one mixed up, and it's so annoying. But so they're there, and Deku's like only like half there. Like, he has a hand and a face, well, like eyes and like pieces of limbs, but he's not fully there. And Nana says to him, like, you can't move yet, but we'll fix it. I wonder how they're gonna fix that. I wonder how she's just gonna make him move or make him full or whatever. Or maybe she meant we'll take care of it or we'll protect you or whatever. Because her and the first dude show up, all for one's little brother, whose name I don't think we got yet. I don't think we have a name for him. We don't even have All For One's name. What am I talking about? So they're there, and like Deku's watching, and Shigaraki is struggling, and there's an All For One like growing out of his arm, kind of trying to take. So you remember, if you've watched Naruto, remember Sasuke versus Itachi? Spoilers for that, apparently, but it's old. Y'all should have seen that by now. If you're watching this, you should have watched Naruto. And Sasuke's out of chakra, and then like out of the curse mark grows that huge like white serpent, and Orochimaru comes out. There's like an Orochi, basically like the 8-headed serpent. That's what it looks like in the one for all world, when All For One is growing out of Shigaraki, trying to take over, and he looks and he sees Nana. He's like, "Oh, look, a dead person." And he goes on to explain like how when you transplant, I guess, some cells remember... I don't really understand that part. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to get into it. But when he takes people's quirks, the quirks that he takes, he still has a bit of the consciousness of the original owner inside him, tormenting his dreams. And he goes on to say that when he gets rid of that quirk, he gets rid of the same consciousness. So I guess he then hypothesizes that all of the consciousnesses... Is it consciousnesses or conscious-nai? Conscious-nai just sounds dumb, but consciousnesses doesn't sound correct either. Somebody let me know. So he hypothesizes that all of the consciousnesses of the previous predecessors of One For All, or previous bearers, predecessors, same thing, of One For All will be inside Deku. Or at least Nana showing up kind of confirms that theory. Now, All For One is taking over Shigaraki. Now, if that was his end game from the beginning, to take over a new host, like Orochimaru does, take over bodies, then the idea of All For One breaking out of prison kind of disappears or loses ground. And I always thought when All For One broke out of prison, he would break out Stain, freeing Stain, bringing Stain back into the fold, and allowing the series to keep going. But if he takes over Shigaraki's body and he's successful, He doesn't have to break out of jail himself. Well, I guess that begs the question, what happens to his body in jail? Is there now 2 all-for-ones? That would be crazy. Talk about Kagebunshin no Jutsu. So then now it's just all-for-one versus Deku. And then there's no prison break. So maybe Stain doesn't come back. And if Stain doesn't come back, that's going to piss off a lot of people, including me. So, all right, fine. Well, let's say how does he take over? If he's going to take over, it would be now, like he's doing, because Shigaraki is out of chakra, right? He's beat to shit. He's blacking out. Now would be the perfect opportunity for him to take over. But I don't think it's happening. It's not working. Shigaraki's will seems to be too strong. And Respect said, no, bro, this is my body, my dream. You sit down and watch. Awesome. I love it. So, well, all right, so what happens from here? Shigaraki's beat up. Deku's beat up. Gigantomachia just showed up. Like, holy shit. So does Makia grab Shigaraki and do they escape? Does Todoroki's gonna be too busy? I was gonna say, does Todoroki stop Gigantomachia? Does he freeze him? But he's gonna be busy dealing with his brother, because Endeavor's beat the shit as well. Dabi just revealed himself like, yo, what's up, bro? What's up, Dad? I'm Toya. What up, bro? I find it hilarious. The whole fandom knew Dabi was Toya. Horikoshi reveals Dabi as Toya, and all of us are freaking out. Like, what? But, like, it's great. That's what I love. Like, a theory's been confirmed, and we all knew it, but we were all still surprised. But it was great. It was a great reveal. I think it was worth it. So, Dabi's there, talking to Endeavor and Shoto. So, there's going to be a Todoroki fight. A Todoroki 3-way fight. Or Dabi's going to... Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe they won't fight. So, if they won't fight and Dabi dips, right? Then that frees Shoto up to freeze Gigantomachia or to catch Shigaraki or whatever. So here's why I don't think they will fight. I think they fight. I want them to fight. But a possibility is for them not fighting is he wants Endeavor to deal with the world questioning him, bullying him, shitting on him for all the information he just dropped on the news. He has this broadcast going on, and he's revealing all of the dirty laundry of Endeavor. So people are going to have questions. And if he kills Endeavor now, that's not maximum suffrage. Is suffrage a different word? It's not maximum suffering. How about that? Now, if they do fight, I see a couple things can happen. But they go back and forth, blah blah blah, they fight. But I can see Shoto jumping in the way to save Daddy. I can see Daddy jumping in the way to save Shoto. But I don't think Toya's gonna try to, well, he did say kill Shoto. He did say that maybe he would let Shoto grow up and then kill him to cause harm to his father. But that's kind of messed up. That's your brother. What did he do? Right? Come on. Well, I mean, he's crazy. He killed 30 innocent people in cold blood for no reason. Well, I guess the reason is Endeavor. Which would suck. So now he has 30 people on his... the blood of 30 people on his hands. It's your fault because you were a shitty father. So yeah, so letting Endeavor live would be ideal for Dabi's goal. His goal is to tear Endeavor down. Tear down the false narrative of the hero society. You're heroes, but you're not heroic. You're not good people. I don't know. So, if Dabi fights the Todorokis, Makia can dip with Shigaraki. Now, if Dabi doesn't fight them, that frees up Shoto to stopping Makia. If he can. I assume if he can get enough ice power, he could freeze him and spot. What about the potion, the vial, the liquid that Kirishima threw down his throat? Momo said the more he moves around, the faster it'll spread. Well, this dude just sprinted 100 kilometers an hour. Something like that. Wicked fast. Wicked fast. He's moving around, but he's still conscious. He's still moving around without problem. So does he start to escape and then fall out? Does he start to fall out and then get frozen, and it's the combined power of Momo and Todoroki that stops him? That would be dope. Or do they escape fully? Could they be captured? And if Shigaraki gets captured, both All For Ones are captured, the Doctor's captured, Stain's captured, so what do we do next? What's the next move? How does Deku become the #1 hero? Like, do they make more gentles? Like, more, like, one-shot villains? Like, they just kind of throw people out there? Do we get another overhaul-type villain? Where it's kind of built up, but not really? Like, you have Shigaraki that was built way the fuck up. Overhaul that was kind of built up. And then Gentle that was just kind of thrown in. Even Stain was built up. No one's been built up until now. Like, up to now. They could start building up the next dude. Or Shigaraki gets caught and then they have to catch Dabi. Dabi escapes. Todoroki's are alive. He doesn't kill Endeavor. Right? If Endeavor does die, or if, like I said, Endeavor jumps in the way to save Shoto, but doesn't die, but is just incapacitated and has to retire, who becomes the #1? If Endeavor's forced to retire, and we defeat Shigaraki, even if we don't defeat Shigaraki, who's the new #1? Is it Deku? Is it Best Jeanist? Is Best Jeanist even still alive? Like, didn't he get messed up? Or wasn't he missing? I think his chopper's flying in. But is he on it? I don't remember seeing him. Who was 4? What was Mirko? 5, 6? Well, she might be retiring too. She's hurt. I don't know. If she heals, she might be fine. But she's definitely not dying. But did she lose a leg? Everybody's losing legs. I think Mirko lost a leg. Aizawa lost a leg. He's got to retire. Like, who becomes the new #1? I'm spacing on his name. I love him. I love him so much. Mirio. How do I not remember Mirio Togata? There we go. Because Togata and then Himiko Toga messes me up. But he's quirkless. He was the closest to #1. Even though he's a student, but now he's quirkless. The Ditto All Might. So does Deku become the #1 as a first year? That'd be incredible. That would be incredible. A first year #1. He's OP. But he's messed up. He's way messed up. His arms have to be shattered. They look terrible. His arms look bad. His arms look bad. Is he not going to be able to use his arms anymore? I don't think Grandma's kisses are going to be able to fix that. Now here's the thing. He's still, I guess you could use the word missing. He still doesn't have access to 4 quirks. Minimum. 4 of his predecessors have quirks. As far as we know. He has the potential to get 4 quirks. Aside from Mom and Dad's quirk, he might be a late bloomer. But let's say he's not. He's going to get at least 4 more quirks. Could one of those be a regen quirk? A healing quirk? An every-like quirk? He's got to fix himself. Because Grandma's kisses aren't going to help. His arms are done. He's either going to become Hitmonlee, right? Leg kicks all day. Or he's gonna get a healing quirk, or a reverse quirk, or a shoji quirk where he could grow more limbs. Like, I don't know. But he is fucked. He is beat to shit. He did it to himself, which I find hilarious. Every time he gets messed up, it's always his own fault. Now, if All For One takes over Shigaraki, how many quirks does Shigaraki have? We know he has a bunch, but we only know 3. He has his own decay. He has All For One, whatever that is. Is that just the ability to give quirks? Is All For One the quirk to give quirks, or to, like, what is? I don't know. He has the what was it? The stab rivet. That's not what it was called. It might have been what it was called. Is that the black cape? I don't even know what to call them. The black limbs, like, that are holding him up like Gizmo. What else does he have? He has a regen quirk. Does he have like a pure power quirk or pure energy quirk? Because I was also thinking, what about this? What about an act of desperation or some way, shape, or form? All right, let's say Deku gets the regen quirk, right? And he heals himself on the battlefield, and Shigaraki keeps moving. Maybe starts to regen a little bit. Maybe starts to heal. But in an act of sheer desperation, explodes. With a quirk we haven't seen, or with pure energy, or something, or whatever. And Bakugo jumps in the way again. What if Bakugo gets blasted to the past? Now, this is a theory that I don't really like. But if it was going to happen, it would probably happen now. I think I've said that already. But, like, if this is going to happen, it's going to happen now. Bakugo getting blasted into the past, and Bakugo being the second user of One For All. Because there's those 2 black silhouettes of predecessors that we haven't seen what they look like, and the outline looks like Bakugo. The hair looks exactly like Bakugo. And there's that theory that it is Bakugo. So if he's going to get sent back to the past, I feel like now would be the time. Because who better to send him back than All For One / Shigaraki? Shigaraki for one. Like, they're going to have to introduce a new villain with a new quirk and blah, blah, blah. It's not going to be as epic as now. So, yeah, I don't... And this would be perfect, too. If we win, we beat Shigaraki. We capture Shigaraki. Or he kills himself. One or the other. We have All For One in prison. We capture Makia. Maybe Deku regens and beats down Makia. If we win, and Endeavor retires, and Deku was the one to take out Shigaraki / All For One. Shigaraki for one. All for Shigaraki. Ooh, All for Shigaraki. It was All for Shigaraki, eh? He becomes number 1. Story over. We don't know how old he was when he became number 1. All we know is that an adult Deku is recanting his story about how he became number 1. This whole arc seemed to be a climax of sorts for the story. Like, this was the big moment. Like, what moment can top this? What battle can top what's going on right now? Now, if Shigaraki escapes, that's a different story, right? There's potential to go further. We can see him get the 4 extra quirks. We can see them go through school. We can see them all get more powerful. Quirks evolve. Himiko Toga's quirk evolved. But at first, she could only, like, lick the blood or drink the blood or whatever the fuck and transform into people. Now, through stress, through the need, through the desire, through adversity, her quirk evolved to where she turns into the person. She can utilize their quirk. Which, Jesus, if she gets Deku's blood, what's going to happen? So, that there's potential. So Shigaraki escapes, we could see the class evolve. We could see their quirks change. We could see Belly Button Boy get a more powerful laser or whatever. Naval laser. Never stop twinkling. I love that guy. I hate him, but I love him. I think I love him because I hate him. And he's always staring at you. Every time you see him in the background, he's looking right at the fucking camera. Like, what's up, yo? Fourth wall break. So there is possibility. So in order for the story to keep going another 100 chapters, Shigaraki can't go down. Shigaraki has to escape. Maki is there. Maki can get him to escape. Dabi can help. Low-key, I hate Toga, and I hate Lock Rock, Sock and Boppers, Rock Lock, Sock and Boppers. The black guy with dreads that just locks things in place. But you're kids. Well, you're useless, bro. Somebody's got to do the work. Just make sure Aizawa doesn't die. Jesus. I can't stand him. I've hated him since the introduction. But his wife, though. What else? Is that it? Is that all I got? Bakugo going to the past. I just wanted to throw that in there. I don't want it. I don't see it happening. I think Bakugo will die before they blast him to the past and he becomes the second user. And I don't think he'll be a user because he was already a user in the movie. So I feel like if Horikoshi was going to use that idea, he wouldn't have allowed it in the movie. Unless... No. I don't know. No. Deku's got to get more quirks. He's got to heal. He's broken. All for One taking over Shigaraki. Shigaraki escaping with Makia. Endeavor dying possibly, but I don't think he's going to die. But I do think he'll be forced to retire, whether physically or from the public. I think he's going to be shunned by society. I think they're going to be like, oh, you're a fucking asshole, weren't you? Which everybody knew. But I guess not to this extent. What happened to Toya? What happened to Toya that everyone thinks he's dead? I understand the turning evil. I understand the killing people. Okay, yeah. Endeavor sucks. How did you die but not die, but people think you died and you still live? I want that to be explained next chapter. If we cut away from Dabi next chapter, I'll be upset. Yeah, I'll be upset. So let me know what you guys think down below. Like the video if you like the video. Dislike the video if you dislike the video. Subscribe. Because I will be bringing much more manga discussions. It's really just to get my thoughts out. None of my friends like manga or like the manga that I like or read or are caught up. So I need somebody to talk to, and that's why I have you guys. I got nobody to talk to. I talk to myself. Or I spoil it for people. And I don't want to spoil it for people. I said spoilers, right? Well, too late now. So let me know what you guys think down below. I think we're winding down. I think the series is almost over. I don't think we make it to chapter 400. I don't think so. Unless Stain comes back. If we take down Shigaraki now, Stain has to break out the next arc to continue the story, because that's it. There's nobody else. There's nobody else yet. There's nobody introduced that can continue Deku's journey. There's just gonna have to be low-level criminals, or a new organization has to pop up, or Stain. It has to be Stain, because All Might is worthy. Deku is worthy. So he's gonna break out for a rematch with Deku. But who breaks him out? When does he break out? How does he break out? Does he even break out? He has to. He has to. But he might not. This might be it. But yeah, alright. Those are my thoughts for the future of my hero. Let me know what you think. And deuces.